Here we have a grouping of Paleo Story Stone face and Mammoth effigies. These are made out of obsidian, and they're very nicely flaked and beautifully etched. The etching is found on Paleo Story Stones. It fades out in the Archaic period after the Mammoth becomes extinct, because these Paleo Story Stones are no longer made in the Archaic period, just in the Paleo period. And of course, the etching we find on volcanic glass and obsidian and on meteorites and on rose quartz crystal and citrine crystal and many stones were done by our Paleo Indians over 11,000 years ago. And even Homo erectus was etching stones 500,000 years ago. Homo habilis 2 million years ago was not. They pecked the hair instead of using etching lines. But these are from Bishop, California, and they're obsidian, and they're great mammoth effigies, and they're beautifully flaked and etched. Let's take a look at this one here first. This one here has some great etching lines, as you can see right there. Those are all very nice etching lines right there, and these are etching lines down here. They're just finer etching lines. And oftentimes around the eye of the mammoth, we see that etching taking place. And what we have here is the eye of the mature mammoth facing left. So we have an eye of a mature mammoth facing left. We have a bit of a face with an eye and a nose and a mouth looking off from the back of the mammoth, which is pretty standard iconographics for Paleo Story Stones. Then when we turn it over this way, now this becomes the baby mammoth appendage off to the right. So we have that eye right there of the baby mammoth, and its hair is etched right above its eye there. Those are all etching lines. Dr. Michael Gramley and I surmised that they were done by using quartz crystals or some other hard crystal to make the etching lines. And that's a great baby mammoth image right there, facing off to the right. And this is obsidian. This is different than a volcanic glass. Then when we look at it this way, now we have the young face with the eye, the nose, and the mouth looking off to the left. And there's some etching lines done up here as well for the hair atop the head. And then when we look off to the right, we see the big older nosed face facing off to the right with the nose here and the mouth down below. But the young face is quite well done actually right there. And we turn it over, we have other images as well. Just a beautiful piece of flaked obsidian. When you see the etching lines, you pretty well know that it is paleo material. This one's beautifully etched as well. The hair of the mammoth there is beautifully etched. Again, this comes from Bishop, California. Now we have the mature mammoth facing off to the right. Wow, big trunk over here, its eye right there, and hair on the back of the mammoth finely etched there, just beautifully etched, like in volcanic glass. And then when we hold it this way, now we have more of the baby mammoth image with the small trunk here and the flaring hair tuft over there. And we also see some faces that have been imaged on these pieces as well. We have the big nosed face and mouth and hair above the head facing off to the right. And we have the younger face really right here with the nose and mouth looking off to the left, or up from the back of the mammoth actually. So it's a beautifully done biface, and again, very nicely etched. Now we have that mammoth facing off to the left. That's a great mammoth image of a mature mammoth with its eye right there. Then the hair is flared out around the eye. That's pretty standard with Story Stone effigies and how they etched them in the Paleo times. This is all Paleo workmanship, probably Clovis, 12 to 14,000 years ago. This is just south of Mount Shasta in Bishop, California. Then we see all the hair etched there, and that would be from the face of the young face with the nose off here and the mouth down below. And then the hair up above has all been beautifully, beautifully finely etched, just like what we see in volcanic glass. And then we have another great mammoth image effigy right here. This has also been etched. This is the mammoth facing off to the right with its trunk coming down. And then we have a baby mammoth facing off to the left. And we see some etching lines right there. And we have the old face looking off to the right with this big nose here. And the young face is right here with the nose over here. And the hair up above the top of the head there has been just beautifully etched, very finely etched. So it's very common to see etching on obsidian, on paleo obsidian, Paleolithic obsidian, Paleolithic rose quartz crystal, Paleolithic citrine crystal, Paleolithic volcanic glass, Paleolithic meteorites. There's a number of them on my website that you can refer to. And the etching is very common for the hair of the mammoth and the hair atop the faces. We have another mammoth with his eye here and his trunk coming down off to the right. Have another face with the nose and mouth looking off to the left. Just really some fantastic imagery on these beautiful obsidian, well flaked and well etched, beautifully etched. Obsidian Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigies from Bishop, California.